What is going on, everyone? And welcome back to Kart 6T3. I am the host, Ben, in case you didn't know. I say that almost every video, but you know what? It's just part of my shtick, I guess. I had a question proposed to me via a viewer, and it's one of the ideas that I wrote down. Now, I'm not going to have all the answers on every question, and this is a particular topic that I'm going to do my best to try and explain my theorem, my knowledge, the best I can. But my experience is lacking in it. So all I can do is give you my ideas, and that is dirt tracks, slicks versus treads. And this is more, at least something I run into describing kart racing to people who don't race karts. They're just like, you run slicks on dirt, it doesn't compute. It's like, wait a minute, what did you want treads on that? Well, I think there are very specific reasons, at least that I'm seeing, of why we run slicks versus treads, and what kind of track those things they work better on. Which one works better? So let me gather my thoughts up real quick here. Do a slight pause, kind of think about what I want to say, and we'll see you in a second. All right. The biggest difference I can kind of think of is where a slick will work, a tread won't, and where a tread will work, a slick probably isn't going to work. So you are talking about two very different type of track surfaces. I think that let me be upfront with you. I don't own treads anymore. I used to have some treads. There were some tracks around New York that back in the day, probably 15 years ago-ish, I think would take a tread. And it's not that you can't use them now. I just don't think they're as fast as slicks are. So here's my idea that yes, you have edges and nicks and grooves and those lugs on a treaded tire that will move and kind of conform to a track and get grip where a slick won't. But slick is really, I don't know, it's not the correct term. Yes, it's slick. It doesn't have grooves and everything like that. But you have to understand that a slick is full contact patch. So where a tread might have those nicks, grooves, edges, and all that stuff, a slick is full contact all the time. So that those grooves you're giving up surface area that are actually connected to the track. Now, where a groove tire works super good is on a super loose track, to where it's dirt. All right, so the clay content will matter in this decision whether or not to go slicks or treads. If it's got a lot or quite a bit of clay in it, chances are you're going to be way better off on a slick compound. If it's more dirt oriented, if it's got it just breaks apart easy, if it's starting to build a cushion to where it's wicking off, you're down in the groove or anywhere on the track, and it's just coughing off the back side of your cart, whether it be a clone or an open or whatever it is. If it's spitting off the back, chances are that is a super loose track, and you're going to need all those little grooves and edges in order to gain traction and to wick away all the loose dirt to get down to something to bite. So my preference is slicks. I can totally understand where grooves come in, or grooves, treaded tires, I call them either or. You could sip your tires, you could sip your slicks in order, but also you're introducing an element of heat into it, or wicking away of heat, and it's a real finite problem. Sometimes they work well. I've seen them. I've seen people groove their tires before. I've seen people sip their slicks before, and they do work on certain surfaces. But in my arsenal of tires, all I have is slicks. I think that I don't know. I think I can find bite where there isn't. But then again, I haven't been on a track where treaded tires really have been the tire choice. Basically, you go to a track that I've been on, say Paradise Speedway, and you run slicks versus treaded tires. The slicks are, I wouldn't be surprised if they're a full second faster. that much more contact patch means something. To me, unless you're running the high side, I've seen it done. My buddy Ron O'Neill, he's been on the high side at Paradise, up where there isn't grip in the major line, and making them work. But it's, you know, the times that has worked against other karts, you know, it's really debatable. So I think two different surfaces. Again, if it's a more dirt-oriented track, I think treads are the way to go, where it's wicking away that loose material, trying to find grip where there isn't. But if it has any kind of clay content, I would be on slicks, whether they're super soft or hard or anything in between, different prep cycles. So that's my opinion on that, and that's, I guess, about all I can do for you. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate every single one of you subscribers, people just swinging by, watching my material. If you didn't mind, could you hit a like button on this video? Maybe subscribe to the channel. Channel grows. I get to help more people. I get to make videos like this for people that ask me to. So again, thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.